Good evening, everyone. Good evening. This is Aderonke Live Show. And my name is Aderonke Onikpede, and I'm so honored. It's a privilege. It's a big honor. It's how will I say it? You can see that I'm wearing the national jersey, and that signals and that tells you something huge for me. I'm a big fan of Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian, and I'm very proud about it. And I support every Nigerian that is really making it out of all the odds, to make Nigeria proud anywhere they are, regardless of the challenges. And I have with me a great sport icon, someone that we admire so much, someone that changed, the glory of this nation to a super glory in many years and even till date. Welcome with me, the great winger. There was a quote in one of the things when I was doing your research, and he said, "You're among the few wingers in the world." That's a huge one, in the world. That is very, very exciting. That was the word that was used for you. That you're exciting when you're on the field. And that's amazing. Join me to welcome Coach Emmanuel Amuneke. So good to see you, sir. So good to see you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being on your program. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so, sir. I'm so honored. I'm grateful. You are simple as they say that you are. Mr. Boduri, I thank you so much, the great journalist, the sport editor, the editor for the for Sports The Nation. Mr. Boduri, I appreciate you, sir. Mr. Muyiwa, thank you. Those are my big brothers that made this happen. I appreciate you so much, sir. God bless you. Thank you, Mr. Coach Amunike. It's so good to have you on the show. All my life, I have never had this close contact with any national team football member. This is my first time. You can see that I'm wearing the jersey. I'm so proud. I feel so good with myself. As if I'm on the pitch with you guys, in 1996 or 1994. All I see is the scream. I shout at the scream. We are happy when you are happy. We are sad when you are sad. And that tells you how much football means to us as Nigerians. Means to me. I love football. I love it with a great passion. I'm even looking for a football club for my sons. I love it so much, so much. If my daughter wants to do it, I won't mind. It's a speech that unites everyone.
Nigerians, we are so passionate when it comes to the game, and that's the trademark of being Nigeria. Nigerians, they always want the best, and and that has made us even play people before us, and then we came. Of course, we cannot forget to recognize those that have been before us. They are the one that laid the path, and then we were privileged that during the 90s we all came, bunch of group of players with high talented qualities, and we were able, to continue with the path they have laid. So for me, I always say that a lot of people talk about our generation, but of course the generation of Odegbami, Henry Ngosu, and so it's not easy to be forgotten because they are the one. I myself, I even watched them as a kid during the afternoon. So, we have that memory. But we thank God, everything that happens in life is the will of God. That's the way we live life. And as a human being, all what we need to do is to do our part and then leave the rest to God.
True. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I like the fact that you appreciated the generations before that started this whole journey, made it professional in Nigeria, put a difference to it, created a path for it, and made it very attractive for every one of us. And even for you, like you said, you watch them. And that's amazing to honor the leaders past. Well done, sir. I like that. And I hope the younger ones will learn. So don't say the elders' mouth are smelly. You need to, understand that they opened those doors and they did not shut them after themselves. They left the doors open so that others can come in. And Coach Amunike is part of those that, are others. And we have many younger Nigerians doing great things in football. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Share with us, sir. How was your journey? How was your childhood in Imo State, or where was your childhood? Where did that passion for football come from? Did your family like it? All of that. Share with us.
Well, I think football is a family thing, my father used to say he played. Of course, we used to argue with him. We didn't see you play. He said, I played when I was in Cameroon. So, of course, he lost his parent at the early age. So he has to grow up with his his cousins and the brothers in Cameroon. But I always say we play. But one thing is, in our family, there's a whole lot of footballers. But unfortunately, I was the only one that was able to, be on the spotlight. And I pray the young ones behind me now, they can also do more than I have done. But my journey started, I say 4 years, guy, I moved back to village. I think my grandfather, I think he only have one boy, and the boy was not actually growing up with them. And so they felt that I should come and stay with them. Then I moved down to village at the age of 4. But also I came back to Lagos again at the age of 10 through the same football. The complaint was, this guy is crazy. It's only football, football, football. He doesn't, attend to classes most of the time. He's always playing football. So one afternoon, suddenly my mother just came to the village, and she said that she's taking me straight to Lagos. And my grandfather actually was so sad, He never wanted me to go. But at the end of the day, I left with her. And then on getting to Lagos, it's like the journey started to increase. I was so obsessed about football. But the reality is that as a person, I'm passionate about what I do. This is one thing about me. I'm somebody I never accept I can't do it. But I respect everybody's opinion. You can tell me you're not good and you can't do it, but I always tell myself I can do it. It's possible. All I need to do is to be patient, hard work, and dedication, and the rest will come. So from kids, I was so passionate. Even at my early age, when I'm 10, I used to do road work on my own from Relay to my 2, going and coming.
Wow.
Sometimes I would do road work when I was in secondary school in Cardoso, high school, Ijora. So I do road work from there to National Stadium and go back. This is when we started losing the ambitions of, one day we want to play in this National Stadium. One day I say, so we have that ambition. So each time we pass through National Stadium, it's a big thing to us, something like that. It's an institution that we identify with.
Yes.
And we want to be part of that institution. So I was not seeing that ambition, but the good thing is that I'm keen that I want to play football. Even before I signed for Julius Berger, I had an admission to university, but I have to make executive decisions due to the circumstances of my parents. And what do I do? Do I go to school? Do I play football? Opportunity came. Julius Berger was knocking on my door to sign for them. And I have this admission. What do I do? So eventually, I made an executive decisions by, joining Julius Berger and letting the game to go, knowing, okay, through this avenue, I can support the family, I can, do other things. And, well, the way God has things in plan, you can never tell the journey of a man. But the reality is that as long as you are focused and do what is needful and honest to what you are doing, time will always, heal what reasons cannot heal and put you in the right place. I think this is how my journey started. Actually, I played with a boys club. We call it Osjack. Then I was in class 2, we playing Principal Cup, and then the coach from Mushi, Coach Raphael, he's my father, my brother up to today. So
that's nice. I like that.
He came all the way to watch me, and then eventually they were able to convince me. So after school, instead of going home, we would just go all the way from there to Oshodi to go and train, and then we come back. But my father was, so rest in peace. My father was so keen that he wanted us to, he emphasized much on education that we should go. And by then, not what you having everybody keen, their children need to play football. Then they consider players like can drop out, illiterate, all these things. But my father was keen, but I was so stubborn in my way, which is the football, because it's football. So I was so stubborn that I'm keen, I'm focused, I want to play football. Then gradually, he started manifesting. gradually, I went to Gilosberga to play Grammar Cup for them. From there, the team manager then, he was a Ghanaian. And after the game, he emphasized that they should sign me, you know. That was how I ended up in Gilosberga. And in Gilosberga, I only played, if I'm not mistaken, only 9 matches for them. Then I left. But of course, the journey is, a lot of people have contributed to the journey. Even my coach, James Peter, because I remember when he invited me in the under 23, that was my first national team call. You know, I was invited, and then we were camping in Kaduna. On arriving there, you know, you have a lot of stars: John Agum, John Zaki, John Christopher Negala, that the late Negala that died.
I don't know if I heard about him.
I don't know, he made them, yeah. So, but of course, I was privileged to play with Christophe Edem in Niger Loss. So we were friends, and he was our captain, and he made things easier for me. But the important thing is, I don't know, football, even up to today, I just came back now with my son, where I took him to go and train. I'm so passionate, and I'm so obsessed when it comes to the game.
It shows.
The good thing is football, is sport, and it keeps you healthy and all that thing. But well, the journey, we thank God. You know, we can explain a whole lot of things, say a whole lot of things, but the important thing is that we thank God, and we try now as much as we can to see how we can able to be in a position to help the new generation. I always have that in mind. Our main objective now, we have played, and during our times, of course, we made mistakes also, a human being. And, of course, we want to be in a position to help the new generations to minimize their mistakes, to realize that football is something, it's not a lifetime thing. It depends a while, but it also depends on the factors that governs the game. You can be injured. Like I myself, if somebody told me that at the age of 25, at my best time with Barcelona, I will be having a serious injury that will keep me away for almost 3-4 years. I will be doubting. But, you know, if we can now transmit our ideas to the new generations and see how they can be useful to themselves. Because one thing, to be very honest to you, one thing I don't like, you know, when you're a player, after playing, it's not, you don't need to impress anybody.
True.
You don't need to tell people you live big house, you drive big car. The important thing is how you can take care of yourself. If you are married, how you can take care of your family, how you can take care of your kids. You don't need to impress people. For me, it's irrelevant. So all these kind of things, you know, it's important. The new generations, you know, they can learn. But of course, they are also wise because they have seen a lot of things. Like the players that I coached in the under 17, you know, Sime, Chukwueze, all these players, you know, my focus is not only about how good they are. They have to see life from the other point of view. They have to see life. Life in football is not all what it seems. It looks beautiful on telly. The reality remains, those of us that are close to it, there's a whole lot of factors, and it's our responsibility, you know, to guide our young ones. A nation that does not, you know, develop its youth is a waste nation. And in Nigeria, we have to see how we develop our youth. And that's the only way we can start getting the best out of them, regardless of where one is from, regardless of his culture, his religion. It doesn't matter. What counts is this guy is a human being. This guy is a Nigerian. This guy deserves to be given opportunity. This guy deserves to be treated like every other Nigerian. This is how I do things.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So much passion. The same I'm just looking at you and I'm seeing the same man we saw on the field, running everywhere from the defense to the midfield to the attacking field. Fantastic. And you talk with so much passion. It's obvious that football is all you do. Football has always been all you know, and that you know till date. And I like the fact that you acknowledge that could have been mistakes. There were mistakes in the past, but you would love to see the younger ones not do the same mistakes that happened in the past to you guys. That's awesome. And the principles that, that guided you, that football is for a while you're doing it, there are some factors that come into play and you must be careful because it's not for a lifetime. Yeah. That is deep, sir. That is deep. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for your sharing your journey from the east to Lagos. And thank you, mommy, that took you down to Lagos to follow your dreams, and even for daddy as well, because that education he told you. We trust the Owerri men. I know a few, and I know that they don't joke with education. Even the women as well. I have few close friends from that part. I've been there myself. I've gone for a friend's wedding all the way alone from Nasarawa to Owerri because that's how close, how dear she is to me. And I went for a wedding and I met with a lot of wonderful young men passionate about education in Owerri. And that's the way it should be all across Nigeria. Even if you want to pursue your dreams, you must balance it. You must be able, because there's a business in your passion, and you must be able to balance that business of your passion. You can't just have passion without getting rewards for it in monetary or in value, whatever way you want to get. Thank you, Coach Amunike. That's awesome. Let's share with us so you had to go to Julius Berger. You couldn't further to university. Now you went to Julius Berger, and from there are great men that found you. These great men, you mentioned a lot of their names, and whatever they have, I'm sure they are grateful that you acknowledge their efforts in making your life better, and bringing out the best out of you. Share with us when you had to. What was your first time? The first time that you played for the national team, the Nigerian national team. How was it like for you for the first time?
Well, the senior team, I think when I was invited, I was in Egypt. Already, I have traveled from Julius Berger to Zamalek of Egypt, and I was there. It wasn't also easy. It's a new place for me, new environment, new culture. But of course, I have to, adapt and get used to the environment. When I was invited, if I couldn't, I think my first game was against Sudan in Lagos in the Nations Cup qualifying. And then we have like what we call foreign base and home base. And, yeah, we stayed at Ota, Songota, Gateway Hotel, something.
Hotel. Yes, yeah. It's still existing. It's been renovated. Yes.
Yeah, that's where we stay, and we prepare for that game. And my first game, of course, I was, Keshi is a leader, and he was able to, regardless of what people say, what people talk about him, mafia leader. When you're a leader, you make sure that things goes in the right direction. And Keshi, gave most of us, the young players that came into that team, the platform to be comfortable. He gave us the platform to be, to believe in the team. He gave us the platform to be able to believe in ourselves. And I think most of us that came in during that time, I myself, Finidi George, although Finidi was there already, I myself, Kocha, Sondolise, I think, that gave us the confidence, that gave us the capacity to be able to interact with the players like Rashidi Yekini also, may he so rest in peace. Can you hear me? But unfortunately, we lost 2-1. But the good thing about that group and being part of the national team is that we were able to create what I call a brotherly love in the team. Nobody cares where you play. Nobody cares what kind of car you have. Nobody cares whom you are. So everybody respects everybody. Everybody understood that when it's time for work, we all work as a team. And when it's time for joke, we all joke as a team. I think that is the beautiful of that national team. And for Keshi, for Yekini, for Uche Okafor, for Uche Okechukwu, for Daniel Omokachi, all those guys have been there before us. And then when we came on board, automatically we all became like pals. We cannot sit and talk to one another like family. Nobody cares where you're from, nobody cares where you're playing. Everybody understood. Once we're on the field, we want to win. Nigerians, they don't. I have seen somebody that in our game against Kenya, he came all the way from Kaduna to come and see the game. So an old man. So it's so amazing to tell you how passionate Nigerians are when it comes to football. And for us, having that privilege to dedicate and commit ourselves each time we're on the field, I think it's a very great privilege to us and to Nigerians.
Thank you. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you clearly.
I can hear you, but can you hear me? Okay, great. I wanted to be sure you can hear me. I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah, so thank you so much for that history. You mentioned great names that I'm sure a lot of people listening and watching us right now will be smelling, especially for the football lovers. They will be smelling because these are names that mean a whole lot to us, and we appreciate their service to Nigeria. And you were one of them, and it's a big deal. It's a big deal for the late Keshi. We just mentioned one name that just made me smile. Ruben. Oh my God. Those names brought back memories, good memories.
Thank you very much.
I didn't hear that, sir.
I said Ruben Agbola, the right fullback. Can you hear me?
I didn't get that. The line, I don't know what's wrong. Okay, yes, it's back now. Yes, sir.
I was saying Ruben Agbola, the right fullback.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, it's back now, sir. So I wanted to ask you, okay. Okay, I wanted to ask you, sir. I don't know let me try and see. Let me take you off and bring you back and see why there's echo. I'm getting echo. I want to remove that echo. I'll bring him back now.
All right.
Okay, it's better now.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, it's better.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that echo was coming in. It's network. Yes. Okay, sir. I said thank you for those great names that you mentioned. Very amazing to remember those wonderful names. And we wish I heard you guys had a reunion or something some years back.
I think
you guys still keep in touch?
Yeah. We kept with some of us. We are in touch.
Okay.
Like I'm in touch with Finidi. I'm in touch with Omokachi, Mutiu, Ikesho Romo, Olise himself, and I'm in touch with a lot of them. But unfortunately, the jobs that most of us are doing now have kept us apart. And once in a while, even Kano himself, I was in touch. Ikweba also. Last African award in Senegal, we were privileged to have been there. I myself, Kano and Ikweba, we were happy Nigerians with other African legends. We were all there, we were happy seeing each other, people you have played against, people that you have played with in times of in team, in club level. So I think it's a good thing. We are in touch. We are in touch, and my prayer is that, God should just, those of us that have departed, God, may their soul rest in peace. And those of us alive, God should give us the grace to continue to do the best we can. I think that's the way I look at life. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I wanted to also ask. Let me also ask that. For the 1990. No, let's go back to 1994.
94, yeah.
1994, the match, the one that you played and you won for the World Cup. The World Cup.
Yeah,
the first one that we ever qualified to that stage. Yes, it was your team that got us to that stage. How was it for you before?
You have Abedi Pele, I myself from Nigeria. And then when the news came to me that, I won the award, I was happy. I was happy in times of looking back my contribution, both on the national team and also on the club side, which is Zamalek. When I came to Zamalek, we were able to, the period I was in Zamalek, we won everything. So it was a very great moment for me, and so it was also a very big honor. As a player, you always want to, be the best. And when such an award came to you, you appreciate it and also recognize your teammate.
Okay, so share with us the Olympics 1996, your experience to score
against Brazil. We knew that we only have one shot, which is against Argentina, and Argentina is beatable. I could remember the morning, the coach came to me and he said to me, he wants to talk to me, that some people were complaining about me, that I was not, giving the maximum of myself, that they want me not to play. And I told him, I said, Coach, we are in the final. I said, play whomever you think that will help the team. If you need me along the journey, I will be there. And that was how I started on the bench, And when the game was going on and he called me, he said, hey, go and warm up. I stood up, I went, I warmed up, and I came. But of course, the truth of the story is that, whatever you're doing in life, try to be honest to it. Don't try to please people or convince people. Be whom you are. Do what is needful. I could have told him, don't mind what they are saying. Play. I'm ready. But I knew, we are a team. We are a team, and we have other players, and he's the coach. So let him do. I have a very good relationship with him during his coaching time with Nigeria. He believes in me so much. So I could have said, Coach, don't mind them. No, but I told him, no, this is your decisions. Play. We are in the final. It doesn't matter if I'm starting or if I'm not starting. This is a one-time things that happens in a life. If we win this, we all win together. And if we lose, we all lose together. So, but the good thing is that we are privileged because we never played during the qualifying. I myself, I think Daniel Omokachi and Uche Okechukwu, we are the overage players in that team. With Jonathan Apoveri, unfortunately, only 3 players has to be registered and he was dropped. So, but the good thing is that we were privileged. We came into the team and we also brought our own experience. And most of the players already, we were together in the senior team. So we knew each other. We know what we want, and we know we have qualities. But the point is that how can we bring in our discipline aspect as a team, knowing how to play with the ball, without the ball. How can we pack a little bit of our ego? Because every human being has ego. Everybody has pride. But how can we keep our pride aside? So, but, we were able to do that, and that really gave Africa a mouth when it comes to football. That really paved the way for people to begin to think, oh, Africa, they have good players. Let's give them more slots. Let's add more slots to them when it comes to the World Cup. And we are happy that we have all those slots. But the question, I always said one thing, it's not about having slots. It's like bringing a bunch of friends and then you go and play. They win you, you beat them. It's what can we do now to make the best out of that slot? How can we develop ourselves? How can we develop Nigeria? How can we develop our generations, the new ones that are coming? The new players that are coming now, they must know the history of Nigerian football.
Very key. Very key, sir.
The history of Nigerian football, when you wear this jersey you are wearing, you know what it means.
Yes.
You have the feeling that there's a whole lot of, we are 200 millions. Yes. But I can tell you maybe 20 millions are not eating the day of the match, but they want to be in the stadium to see the national team, to cheer their national team. So, when we create this platform where our players can understand their history, it's much easier when you tell people, when you tell the next generation what has transpired during the years before they even came, they will understand. But we must do that with the people involved in the game, from the media aspect, from the coaches, from the players in question, from the administrators in question. We must create a platform where we can educate our people, where we can educate our coaches. I'm the opinion, you don't employ a coach, just employ him to sack him. No. You employ people, you be an aid to them. You ask them, you talk to your coaches, what is your problem? What is the team needing? What can we do to make sure you succeed? And this is how in a modern world things are being done. The coaches.
Let me just break you a little there, because that will help me. Let me just ask the question so you put the two together. You were once a follower, you were a footballer, you were playing. That means you had a coach that you were listening to, someone that was directing you and giving you orders. Later on, you became a coach yourself. Now you became a leader. So being on both sides, you've been a follower, you are a leader presently, and I can guess from what things you're saying now that these are the things that coaches and the unions need together to bring the best out of the national team. Please, as you mentioned all of this, to share with us those winning tips that you had as a coach, because you won as a coach for the Nigerian African team when you were a coach, when you were the Nigerian coach. What were the principles that worked with you to be able to transfer that knowledge to your players, to be able to motivate and inspire them as a coach? Those things, those key points, that helped you as a follower, you were able to do them, because we never had any scandal about you when you were a footballer. You never had any issue on the newspapers or tabloids talking about maybe you were rude or anything. Even and as a coach, you were you've been successful. So as you mentioned all of those things with the ruling bodies of the football teams, of the national teams and all that. So what were the principles that helped you as a coach, and that you think that these are the things that could also help the national bodies, associations together, the players and the coaches and everyone that wants our football to regain his lost glory and be again on that page where it should be in the world national map?
Well, I think we have a lot to do. We thank God, and we were privileged that we have, previous success. Nigeria have been able to make a statement for themselves, to be recognized all over the world. Yes. But that does not end there. We should remember that the game itself is evolving every day. Like we said in football, that what is good today, tomorrow is outdated. So it's up to us as a country. How can we continue to develop our players? In modern football now, it's no longer about how talented you are. It's about the capacity as a player to be able to interpret your surrounding. Decisions making is key in modern football now. How you see the decisions making in times of on the ball and off the ball. All these things are very, very important, and I find it very, very interesting. When I pick up the under-17 job, I was assistant to Manu. And yes. Then, for example, the MRI that came on board, we were novice in that aspect in the first under-13 and under-17, I mean, World Cup 2013 with Wilfred and all these players. When I took over, we had more knowledge about the MRI. So we were able to handle things in a way that it will not affect us much, because when you talk about the MRI, I always like to educate people on this issue. And this is the areas that I felt that we have failed Nigeria. We have not been able to educate our people. We are aware that there's MRI now, and it's going to be there, and nothing changes about it. So what are we doing now to educate our coaches for them to be aware of the MRI? When we talk about the MRI is where they test. It's a test on the ribs, and and we shouldn't forget that the bone where they test is a living cell. So if the bone is a living cell, when a player begins to train, the muscles, the tissues, the veins, everything begins to develop. Then the morphological aspect of the body begin to transform. And the moment the morphological aspect of the body is transforming, the bone also is transforming, is fitting in. So, but when we know what to do, when our coaches, we educate them, when we educate Nigerians, because the major problem we are having in Nigeria today is that Nigerians does not even know what category, the category under 17 is all about. A lot of people believe the MRI is a fake. A lot of people believe we are still in the old method. We are under 5 days, you can change passport. All those things has gone. Nothing like that is existing. So if we educate our people, because the truth of the matter is, for the past 6 years now, 7 years, is the academies that are producing players for our national. So what are we doing to educate the academies? Most of these academies are being run by individuals. So, but it seems these academies are the pathway to our youth team. So it's up to us to create a program where we can educate them, for them to really understand, okay, these are the type of players that we want. These are the type of players that can fit into the national team. Why? Because of the MRI. For example, now CAF, they gave out a document that say, if a player failed MRI, the team is disqualified. So you see now, the coach in question has a big dilemma, a big problem in terms of how is he going to manage the MRI now? Because at the end of the day now, you have to go to what? You have to go to grade 4. And in MRI is grade 1 to 5 is allowed to play. So, but due to the challenges, because you are not sure if the player in question can pass MRI or not, it's not that the player failed MRI, he's overage. No. People should know this very clear. We're talking about.
Yeah, that's very, I like the fact that you said it's knowledge. It's knowledge is something that they need to train and educate academies, then the local leagues, like you mentioned, everyone, even me, I'm learning from you the way you were explaining it, because I never knew it was this deep. I just thought it was just form one thing and we just get the result. Thank you so much. And I like the fact that you mentioned the things that helped you, when you won the under 17 championship there. Capacity, that football, you kept using the word football is not the same as it used to be. Things are changing. Some things are outdated. So you can't use it like yesterday and expect that it to be the same today. And so as it is evolving, we should evolve as well. In capacity, you mentioned knowledge, and you also mentioned I think you mentioned that it's not all about skills. It's not about skills. That there are some factors that also involved. So let me just ask, as the younger ones are aspiring to become footballers, to become international footballers, and see themselves like you, like they want to be like Coach Amunike, they want to be like the late Keshi, they want to be like the Bolan Lawal, Ruben Agboya, and all that, all these great men, Uche, Benny Oha, these mighty men, Guavon, JJ, Paul, our great Kanu, and every one of them. What is that thing they must aspire? Because in the beginning, you mentioned that you are obsessed with football. You breathe and you live football. Is that all they need? Is it just passion? Is it just possession of this great sport? What are the things an aspiring footballer should watch out for?
Well, I think first of all is discipline, self-discipline. And then the second one is all about the desire of want, the desire to succeed. I think this is very, very important. Even in our super egos today, you can be a good player, but if you don't have that discipline, you don't have that commitment, you don't have that desire to excel, you will just play. At the end of the day, you are just a player. So what makes Ronaldo different? What makes Messi different? Because these players, not only because they are top players, but they have the desire, they have the commitment, they have the discipline. They want to win always. So I think as a young player, you must have this. My experience with the young players is difficult. One thing, most of these players, you have to also look at their background, family background. You have to look at where these players are coming from. Like, for example, I give you an example of Victor Osimhen.
Yes.
When Victor Osimhen came, you could see that aggressiveness in him. The aggressiveness in all he does, both in eating, both in training, but it's a positive one. because when you look at it from where he is coming from, it's a positive one. But you also, as a coach, must see how you can find balance in between those behavior for him to realize that, okay, guy, this is needed here, this is not needed here.
Thank you.
Sometimes we take this. Yeah, I think it's very, very important.
I like you. You can be a preschool teacher, because most of the children these days, that aggressiveness is in almost all the kids that we have. They want something, they want it, and they go all out. I like the fact that if you see such, you don't kill it, you balance it. You try and see, turn it to positive for them, to gear them towards the positivity of that attitude. Fantastic. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Coach Amunike, for that. Let me ask, that 3 years that you were down with that injury and that it took a whole part of you, there was this break in your journey of service. How did you feel? How did you manage? You were watching your mates, doing well, receiving all the accolades, making money, smiling to the bank, and you were nursing an injury that you never saw coming. And you were like, I'm sure you were like 6 months, it will be fine. 1 year to be fine. And then before you knew it, you were going into the 18 months, 20, 24, 36 months. Wow. How did you manage that period of that downtime? Because that's a downtime. How did you manage?
I think, like I mentioned earlier, discipline helped me during that moment. And also being honest to myself. When I was going those process, I had a lot of injuries. The one I had first in Barcelona didn't go very well. I have to go to America again to have another one. And then after the injury, the recovering, the process. Of course, as a player, you like to be on the field. You don't want to be on the other side watching people. You want to train, you want to run, you want to be with your teammates. But I accepted it with in a honest way, and I accepted it in a honest way. I welcome it because, they said when you are sick, if you don't accept that you are sick, they will not know the kind of medicine they will
give you.
So I accepted it and I tried to find my way, to heal myself. But unfortunately, it didn't go the way I planned. And even when I recovered, it wasn't the same because I'm an explosive player.
Yes. You and Tijani who were put on the same, that you run. I saw that qualification when I was trying to do research on you, and they said your pace was as if you were like an hungry lion. The two of you always an hungry lion. And your videos, I've shared some of your videos with with those that are watching us right now on my Facebook page. Let them remember, and people have been they've been asking me to send the video to them, that those were good old football days. There was so much passion, there was so much drive. You were always going all out, always passing the ball to Yekini. You and Yekini were like a team. You were like a big pair. May he so rest in peace. And you were so energetic. That's the word. You were energetic. You were everywhere. Well done, sir. Well done, Coach Amunike. As we round up, somebody asked the question that how do you keep fit? Because you still look it, even not for your face, you still look like all these bouncer.
No, well, I train. Like I said,
fantastic.
I train. I play football because now running is no longer much interested.
Allowed. Okay.
But running, playing, I train. I try to keep fit. I try to keep myself fit.
That's fantastic. That's great. That's great. I like that. That's great. And you're talking of your son that you just took him to, for his training and all that. Are they interested, or you just tried to, build their interest?
No, I have two soldiers. I call them soldiers. I have two soldiers. No, well, the second one is following my line.
He's interested.
Yeah, he's interested, but I don't want to, I don't push them. Let it come from them.
From them, yes, yes.
From them, and then I know where I can come in.
So which one is mommy doing? Is she part of the cheerleader, or she's in basketball? Which one is she? Is she playing anything?
No, my wife. No, the second one also play basketball. But
fantastic! That's what I'm saying. Which sport does their mommy like? Does she or she's doing the fan club? Which one is she? Which one is she doing?
She has no choice. She has to adjust.
That's fantastic.
If you have two kids that are into sport, maybe you are not passionate about it, but you have no choice. You have to join them.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Coach Amunike. With all the network issues, I've really had fun listening to you. You are one icon of sport in Nigeria that we do not joke with. Sir, if you don't know this, we appreciate you. We honor you. We thank you for your service. You know, we're chatting before we went on live, and I told you that for all the things you and your teammates did for Nigeria, we can never pay you guys back. We can never. You know, he said if we pay you back, you should be among the 10 top richest, men in the world right now. Because to us, you brought us. I can never forget Olympics 1996. I ran like an headless chicken into the streets of into the streets in my neighborhood. In the night, everybody, I did not care what your name was. I did not care who you are. We're just hugging ourselves. We're screaming. My daddy bought loads of drinks. He was just sharing to everybody that cared to drink. We did not sleep. I did not close my eyes. It was as if the trophy was given to me. We were shouting. We're everywhere. We're playing all the skills you guys had on the pitch. We're hugging our TV. We're hugging ourselves. We're so excited. It was beautiful. And that's the Nigeria we want to see. The Nigeria that we don't care whether you're from East or you're from the North or you're from the South. The Nigeria that we are so happy. That is our man that is on the field. That is our glory. That is our flag. And that's why any opportunity we want to celebrate the Nigerian icons on this show. And that's the reason for this show, that a lot of people have done great and massive work for this nation. And in our own simple way, we want to say thank you. Thank you, Coach Amunike, for all the service you have done to this nation. We appreciate you. I know a lot of Nigerians are grateful and they will want to say thank you. Thank you for 1994. Thank you for 1996. Thank you for the winning team of under 17 team. Thank you for even the failures, even the down moment, the coaching, the skills, the knowledge that you have passed down to the younger generation. What you're doing presently. Thank you. Thank you. And we want to let you know that your service will not go in vain. It will not. We have younger ones that believe you. I had a quiz, on the show just yesterday, and I told them to guess who this football player is. And guess what? Just after 4 or 5 entries, your name came up. That means a lot, sir. It means that people know you. People honor you. People respect you for this service that you have done to our great nation, Nigeria. So regardless of all the noise, sir, your people love you. Your people love you. We love you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All your team, everyone that made Nigerian proud in football, in basketball, in any sport. Nigerians we love sports. That's our heartbeat. That's our outcry. And that's the only way our youth can come back. Like you were saying, that we should try and encourage and, pass this knowledge to academics that are owned by individuals. Support them. Let's bring this youth together. Thank you, Coach. Thank you for coming on the show. Your humility is second to none. Thank you for your patience. All the network issues, you kept your calm. I couldn't get angry because you were calm, so I had to control myself. Thank you.
It's okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I'm grateful. Thank you. God bless you, sir. Have a great night. I will send my regards after the show. My regards to mommy and to the boys.
My regards to the family. Thank you very much.
I will, sir. Good night, sir. Good night.
Bless you. All right.
Amen. 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 Good night, sir. Oh, it's been amazing. I feel so grateful. I feel like a celebrity. I feel like a celebrity speaking to one of the biggest icons of Nigerian football, the great Coach Amunike, Emmanuel Amuneke. Awesome man, humble man, very humble. You need to see this man on the pitch. I know those that love Nigerian football, you can bear me witness. It's like a lion, always going out to go for the goals. I love to see him on the pitch. He's so energetic, so passionate, and he has been a fantastic person. And you could tell from him, we can see that he was so patient, even with all the issues we had on the show, with the network. And we are proud of every Nigerian, every sports Nigerian out there, making this country proud all over the world. We might not call you out, but we know you. Yes, Nigerians love you. And we are grateful for all the great works that you're doing. We see you, those in basketball, those in volleyball, those in beach ball, those in football, in the track events, in the running, everything. We want to celebrate this independence with you guys. You guys are the ones that are making us proud, flying the Nigerian flag. The Nigerian team, for the first time ever, the boss-led female team took up that that challenge, and they went for it. And many will still come. You guys have opened the doors, and we are glad that you did not shut the doors on the younger generation. We see them going forward. I'm a proud Nigerian. I say it anywhere, Nigerian ever Nigerian, and I hope you are. Don't look at the negativity. We can drive ourselves out of it. Let's choose the right people. Let's vote wisely. Let's speak positivity, and let's keep hoping. Don't let this hope die. Hope alive. And they said hope never makes sick. Thank you for staying tuned with me. Thank you for being online, even with the network mishap and everything that happened. Thank you. Thank you. I'm grateful. And for everyone that made it possible for Coach Amunike to be on the show, Mr. Aboduri, the editor of Sports, the Nation newspaper, I cannot thank you enough, sir. You are awesome. God bless you, sir. To Mr. Muyiwa, my ever buddy, thank you so much, Ogami. God bless you, Ogamuyiwa. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you to my darling Aburo, Bimbo, the CEO of TSG Arena. Made this t-shirt, made the one I wore last week. Amazing young gentleman. Thank you, Bimbo. May your business keep flourishing. I'm grateful for the gifts that you're giving to. The winner for this week, Adeleke Abiodun JV. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. Have a fantastic evening. Like we say on the show, the day you wake up to your dream is your morning. Run with it. Like the video on YouTube, Aderonke Onikpede on YouTube, and please don't ever cut away from the source. And you know who the source is? Him, the man up there is the source. Have a wonderful evening. Fantastic with it. Bye. Good night, everyone.